A little something different this video. I'm actually out here on a paved trail. This is the Lackawanna River Heritage Trail, which runs north-south through the Lackawanna Valley. Used to be mostly railroad track, and it's being converted to rails to trails. And it covers pretty much everything from, well, down by Pittston, PA, all the way up to almost Carbondale. There's a few spots that aren't completed yet, but they've been working on it. So just gonna walk through here, point out some of the spots I know about where there's a little bit of history, and enjoy the weather before it rains. And so you can see those clouds. It's gonna rain, so gonna just go for a little bit, see what we can find. Now, like I said, this is called the Lackawanna River Heritage Trail. So it runs mostly along the Lackawanna River. Just came under the old bridge trestle there, which is still, there's two bridges. The one that you can see right there is not in use anymore, but there's one right next to it, which is still in use. I didn't record under there. That gets right down to the water, and there's usually a lot of people there if they're gonna be anywhere. So I didn't want to interrupt people by recording. There is a lot of remnants of coal and rail history here. Now, a lot of this trail is got this fence up, and you've probably noticed in some spots already where it looks like people have ripped the boards off. They haven't. This is happening, and this started happening almost immediately. Oh, I don't know what that new name for spongy moths. They're gypsy moths. They are all over the place. Yeah, but almost immediately after they put this fence up, the wood started warping and boards started popping off. You can kind of see this section's not too bad, but there's a lot of waviness to these boards. I mean, they'd have to come out and completely replace it. And since this is only about 3 years old, they're probably not going to do that. Not yet, anyway. So this looks like a weird little hiccup in the trail right here, right? This is actually where the trail was supposed to cross the river. I was out here maybe a year and a half ago, and talking to one of the people who maintains the trail, and he was telling me that originally it was supposed to cross here. And you can see this piece of concrete right here. And the water's a little rough right now, so it's hard to tell, but there's pieces underneath there the whole way. There was an old train trestle here, train track, and they were going to use that. The trail was supposed to come up here, turn, and go across here, and then go up that side of the river into Oliphant. And while they were working on this to make it usable for the trail, it collapsed. And I don't think it completely just fell in the water, but it just, they could tell it was starting to come down. So they had to remove it because it wasn't worth building a new one, and it was cheaper just to reroute the trail. So they had to get all right-of-ways and everything to move it up that side of the trail. And that's why we got the trail where it is now. It works out for the town of Oliphant because now the trail comes out just on the border of town, and then comes up through the town itself, right through downtown. So the town of Oliphant is actually trying to improve. It's not really Main Street. They call it the Main Street District. It's Lackawanna Ave, but it's like the downtown part of Oliphant. So all the businesses, people using the rail trail, will go through town and hopefully bring some business into town. All right, so I'm just about at the end of this section of the trail, and the only way to connect to the next section is a street hike, so it's gonna get loud. I won't really record that. I'll move up to the next section. All right, this might be the next section. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. This is Riverfront Park, and it's pretty nice. It's way more kept up than last time I was here. Interesting blue. Oh, it's like spongy. Dog park. So this, I believe, takes you over to the rail trail. It didn't used to. There was a trail up there, but it was closed off. So I might have to turn around. But it looks like they've connected this. Womp wah. This does not connect through. All right, maybe this is a spot they've been talking about they're working on. But there's a nice boat launch here. A little bit of a drop off, about 8 inches. Nice look at the river. All right, I will have to walk back out to the road and go a couple blocks around. That is a big pile of just rock over there. I don't know if that's, can't tell if that's a natural structure or if maybe that was quarried out. There's been a lot of mining. That might be natural and it's just degrading. Might have been blasted out for railroad. Oh. All right, well, I will walk around. Boot scrubber, interesting. I mean, I could probably bushwhack through that, but I don't know how far I'd have to go. I don't feel like doing it. So it'll only take a couple minutes to get around there. So I just found a little footpath coming off the road. And I saw it led over here to soccer fields. I know this is really close. At least it cuts out some of the road hike. But I don't know if I can connect to the rail trail from here. It looks like it from maps. We'll find out. I don't know if maybe that's the plan at some point, or I'm just getting lucky here. All right, made it back to the rail trail. I don't see a map here, but you can clearly see it's paved going there. And this is that little section I thought it was going to come out on. So I went through the that soccer field, and it did come out. There was a trail came up onto this embankment, but it went right behind houses. And I don't know. Until I know for sure, I don't want to be trespassing behind people's houses. I know that'd make me a little bit upset. So we're going to continue this way. All right, so coming up to the end of this section, this isn't real long. Really nice walk though, along the river. And this used to be really bad. This used to be pretty much the end of the trail for a couple miles, because you used to have to walk along that upcoming road for a while through a section where there's no sidewalks or anything. But I know they've put in a new section. I've hiked it before, and I think it's pretty close to where this comes out. So I'm gonna go over there. There's some really cool like railroad remnants over there. So we'll go check that out. No rain yet, so far we're lucky. All right, a mile road walk. No other way to get down here. I did, on my way down though, there was a troop police officer sitting on the side of the road. So I went up and asked him if he knew if there was any plans to connect these or get them a little bit closer, and there's not. And the big reason why is that is Interstate 81 right there. So there's a little bit of an obstruction to get over to the other side. Now, there's a bridge over the river here. And I guess they could, if they wanted to, or they had the permits to do it, could route it under there. But as of right now, there does not appear to be any plans to do so. And you can see you got the highway billboards right here. This is not the most peaceful part of the trail, but I know there's some cool stuff on here, so we'll go check that out. Here's our first little bit of railroad niftiness here. I don't know what this goes to, but I know over here is, oh, there's something over here, recycling, or there's also like a Army Reserve building over here. I'm not sure which one this goes to, but this doesn't look like it's been used in a while, but it looks like it could be. I don't know if they bring in materials or take out materials or what, but you can see 81 there in the distance going over the bridge. Pretty cool. And this is more modern compared to what we're about to come up to. It's that time of the year where everything's blooming, and there's a lot of lilacs around here, and I love the smell of lilacs, and I love that. And then there's, well, that might be honeysuckle I'm smelling too. Two things I love to smell. There's been a few people out, not many though. I think everybody's kind of wondering what this weather is going to do. What do we got over here? So some kind of remnants over on this side. Cannot tell what that is. It could be anything. Could just be a pile of garbage. But there's, like I said, there's a lot of mining in this area. There's coal breakers and all kinds of things. There's some more stuff here. I'm getting buzzed by a bumblebee. He's gone now. This section's like a highway, and double yellow lines and passing zone here. Road signs. Now off over the embankment here, I'm pretty sure that was like an old coal breaker, I think. And this would be, I don't know. I mean, that's old rail right there. And that looks like old rail. But it could have been small gauge, because that's like normal rail track underneath. So this may have been a yard over there. They use this to get things in and out. There's like a pipe in there. That's pretty cool. It's old. So I just checked the weather. When I left, it said it wasn't supposed to start raining until like midnight, 1 a.m. I just checked now. It says it's supposed to start raining around 5, and it is 5:04 right now. So, and I've got 4 miles to get back home. So there's a chance I might get wet on this one. We'll see if I can't make it down the end of this section. I don't have that much further to go. All right, so I made it down to this end of the Marvine section of trail, and parking lot's right there. Just kind of wraps around. But I heard they had put this in, and I haven't been here since. So they put a boat ramp in down here as well. So it's good to see that they're putting in more access into the river. It was always weird to me that we had all this river and all these trails along it, but there was no way to get down to it for kayaking or tubing or anything like that. So it's really good to see that they're actually starting to do that. I got used to that and a little spoiled by it in Florida, where everywhere you went there was access to a river. If there was water, there was access to it in multiple spots. Now, I would never bring my kayak out in this because it's really not designed for rivers, but a shorter, cheaper kayak, yeah, I'd bring that out here. There's a lot of rocks, and I would assume there'd be a lot of scraping. The bridge we're looking at is Parker Ave, or Parker Street, I believe. And it's only open to pedestrians right now because they got to tear that out. It's been really messed up for years and years and years. They've had it closed to one lane with the stop sign going either way. It's just been deteriorating, and I think last month they finally closed it, and they are, from what I understand, building a pedestrian bridge to get across for the rail trail, and then they're going to tear down the bridge and rebuild it. So no access right now for cars, but for people and bikes, yes. So I'll take a walk up there real quick and take a look, see what kind of shape it looks like, because that bridge will be gone eventually at some point. Good little bridge. All right, there's the pedestrian bridge. They're further along than that than I thought. The decking's not down yet, but that does not look like that is a temporary solution. That looks like that's going to stay. That's cool. But this is the Parker Street Bridge, and this looks like it's been like broken down for a while. But this is, I mean, they didn't do anything to this. It's just been this bad. It's really, really bad. I'm glad they're replacing this. I mean, it's safe to walk on, but really not safe to drive on. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna push my luck a little bit. I'm gonna go a little bit further. The wind's picking up. I know it's gonna rain, but it's a little rain. Yeah, that looks it's pretty solid looking bridge on this side. So I just talking to a guy who's jogging. He's gonna go by here in a second, I think, maybe. There he goes. We're just talking. He came down the grass trail here, and I asked him, I'm like, is this the actual trail? Like, I don't want to be up behind people's houses. And he's like, no, this is the trail. So we'll go a little bit further. I'll check the radar again, but at some point I'm gonna have to turn around. So now 4.5 miles back to the house. Here we go, some lilacs I can actually get right up to. Oh man, they smell so good. When I was a kid, my mom had a lilac bush right outside of the window. In the spring, she'd leave that window open and the whole house smelled like lilacs. Absolutely love that smell. And there's no like synthetic alternative, no spray or candle or anything comes even close to the way that really smells. This has been a nice walk. I've got still up behind these houses here on this grass trail. I'm really trying not to record too much. Hold on, there are houses, 20 feet off the trail. I can understand that would be a little bit weird for to have somebody doing. All right, that is the end of this section. Actually, it goes over that way. You kind of see it's fenced off here. And it turns and goes up the road and goes out that way, but it's a road hike for the next, I don't know, mile or so after that. And then it goes back up on like a flood control dam like this. So that's just over 5 miles. Thought I felt a couple drops of rain. It's darker behind me than it is in front of me, so that's good. But I'm gonna start cruising back home. And it took me an hour and 46 minutes to get here. So, and that's with stopping and talking to a couple people and looking at stuff. So hopefully the rain pushes back. It looks like it's kind of evaporating as it's getting to the valley. So that might buy me a little bit of time. Hopefully it stays dry. We'll find out. I probably won't record much on the way back. But if it starts raining, I'll let you know. I'm right back along 81, and you can see that ripple in the clouds back there. That's the other side of the valley. That's like Clark Summit, Scott Township up there. And it's holding the rain back. It's just sitting back there. So it's not gonna stay there forever. I'm 2 miles back. So I still got 3 miles to go, a little over 3 miles to go. Whew, it's gonna be close. All right, I am back to where the that little road hike is, and I just about got here. And I was talking to a guy who lives right in the area. I asked him about this section ahead of me that is like goes behind the properties, and he said that part of the trail is private property, but you hike down here by the river. There's fisherman trails down here. This is not private property, and it takes you right over to those soccer fields. So I am going to do it, but I'm tucking my pants in because let me show you the trail. It's a little bit grown in. So I'll tuck my pants in just to keep the ticks at bay, keep them out of my shoes or out of my pants at least. It's not real far to get through here, but he says he brings his dogs down this way all the time, and like right on the down here on this side is public access, and that people come down here in the summer and actually mow this and maintain it as a trail. So awesome. And you get to be right down here by the river, which is very cool. And you can kind of see the trail here. It's overgrown, definitely, but we'll see how hard it is to get through here. So far, not so bad. I know it's not far. It's longer to walk the road, but something different. All right, so this is not going to take me out to those soccer fields. I'm actually behind them right now. They're up there. So this is actually going to take me out to the Riverfront Park, the dog park, where I got to and I thought it didn't go through. It's right up ahead of me. This actually isn't bad. If that was cut back a little bit, it wouldn't be a bad hike at all. Let's see. Is this a trail here? I should be in that park now. Right here, right through here. Yeah, there it is. Oh crap, I'm on the wrong side of it. I think I go around. I can't get to that side of the park. Can I get through here? Oh, all right, I'm gonna have to figure out a way through there. All right, so there's no way to get across that whole canal. It just gets really grown over. And I know that goes all the way up to the entrance. So I gotta come up here to the soccer fields and then cut across there. So there's the soccer fields. Right there. And then I came in over on this side. I do remember seeing this trail come off. All right. So there's, oh, I tripped. There's a little bit of a road hike, but that's cool. That dog park's right over there. Let's see. I don't know where that goes. I know this takes me out to where I want to go. All right, so both those trails bring me right back out behind here where I went in before. And then this is the little section of road hike I got. I'm gonna head up that way to get back over to the Dixon City section. Should have about 2 miles to go. Back to the last section of rail trail. Takes me back to the house. Whew. That rain is getting close. I don't know if it's fallen, but it's definitely on the radar. I don't see any rain up in the mountain there, but it's pushing over into the valley now. So we got maybe a little over a mile to go. So far, so dry. I don't know if that's coming through. There's like a weird line in the cloud there. That's bizarre. I don't like the look of that. Alright, this is a spot that I didn't record before because there's a lot of people hanging out here, but now with that rain threatening, there's nobody down here. Yeah, this is a really cool spot. You get this little stone beach here. You can see how these, like this side of the railroad isn't used anymore. That side is. And you can tell this side of the abutment is actually sinking a little bit scary to be standing underneath it. But these are like 1905 and 1906, I think the dates are on. Pretty cool. But to give you an idea of how high this river can get, there are days where you come down here and you can't hike through here, you can't walk through here because the water is up to like that first level of bricks. And this will all be completely underwater. See if you can see a high water mark over here. Yeah, I don't think it gets all the way up there. I mean, if it does, there's some problems, but Yeah, this will all get flooded. And you can kind of see over on that side where the high water mark is. Just made it home, and it's starting to rain. I was just starting to feel drops as it's coming up the street. So perfectly timed. 9.88 miles on the rail trail. It was more than I was expecting, but I did more kind of exploring around and like looking at different. I hiked into that dog park and back, so that added a little bit. But pretty decent hike. Glad I got back when I did. I don't know if it's gonna pour or what, but that front is definitely moving through. So that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it was a little bit of a little history, a little fun, something different. That's gonna do it for me. See you in the next.